I don't know. We're not getting connected. Let's go. Let's connect. Boom, there it is. Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to another edition of Live from My Mother's Basement with yours truly, Mike Marino, Marino 2020. We're not done, we're not dead yet. Besides, I have Marino 2024 t-shirts. I had a little bit of a problem connecting just a little while ago. I fixed it. Now let me jump on Instagram. Excuse me while you guys look at my chest just for a few seconds. I got to get the Instagram camera going. I don't know what happened. I hope it's not a Verizon thing because I do have Verizon and stuff like that. So let's see. Let's try this all over again. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. There's a picture of me doing yoga this morning. It was very, very funny. I did yoga for about 2 seconds. Hold on. Here we go. Up. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. It's me, Mike Marino, live from my mother's basement. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Sorry about the little glitch that we had. I really don't know exactly what happened, but I guess every once in a while you got to go to a commercial break. So we're back from the commercial break, and thank you for joining me here in the basement. I got to say something right off the top of the head. I think I feel most comfortable in the basement than I do anywhere in the world. You know why? Because this is a bulletproof basement. It was made by Italians, I don't know how many hundreds of years ago. You ain't going to get into this basement. You can't break in. You can't fit through the windows. And I got a lot of guns down here. I don't even know why I'm talking about this, but I'm just saying I feel very, very safe down here in the basement. There's a separate entrance. It's always locked. There's nothing you could do about it. So here we are having some fun. Hey, it is my cousin Mark. It's nice to see you. Robert Catalano, thank you so much for writing into the show right off the top. A couple people calling in. It's great to see you too, everybody. And Robert Catalano, of course, everybody knows, is from Regina's Pizza. And I thank you so much for being one of the title sponsors of the show down here in the basement. We usually talk about the sponsors around the end of the show, but since Robert is writing in right now, one of the greatest sponsors of all times is to have a nice Italian restaurant in Akron, Ohio, always supporting the show live from my mother's basement. And who better than to have an Italian pizza place be a sponsor of your show? It just makes all great sense. We'll talk about these guys later because they sell t-shirts and masks now on their internet. Great sandwiches, great pizza, of course, spaghetti and meatballs and raviolis, my favorite. That's Regina's Pizza, Akron, Ohio. Bust their balls at 330-753-7797 and look them up on the internet, of course, at reginaspizza.com. All right, we'll talk about that a little later. Let's get into this right now because there's a lot of guys writing into the show. Hey, Laura, how are you? It's nice to see you. Laura Brunetti usually comes to all my shows. She usually comes down to the basement. But if we're watching the news today, everybody knows that the governor here in the state of New Jersey is panicking the fuck out of everybody and shutting shit down, which maybe he should be doing. Because if you saw some of these college football games, I don't know exactly which one it was, but the team won and the entire audience goes running out onto the football field, no masks, everybody's yelling and screaming and hugging each other, which is something I wish we could do, but they did it, and then they had an outbreak of the coronavirus and an uptick. They call it the uptick. They got the uptick of the coronavirus, which fucks it up for everybody because I had a show this Saturday night at Catch a Rising Star in Princeton, New Jersey, and governor says, no, you don't. So, right off the top of the show, good morning, good morning, good morning. I ain't doing the show this Saturday night. If you need to have correct grammar, I will not be performing this Saturday night at Catch a Rising Star. Those of you who did buy tickets, you can get your money back. I know you're getting notified, and you'll get a refund or a postponement if you want to come some other time. So, son of a bitch! I couldn't wait to get on stage this weekend. But Catch a Rising Star, soon to Croon Quest, my friend Michael Schwartz, we will not be there. So, sorry to say that. Jimmy Palumbo, one of the funniest guys, is writing into the show right now. I love you and I miss you. And when we're ready, we're going to have you come on the show and hang out. We'll talk about the business. And hi, Michelle, how are you? Halloween was a big factor in the uptick. Well, I'm sure it was. Um, what I did for Halloween is I just took these huge bowls of candy. I wiped everything down as best I could, and I spread it out on a big table for the kids to come and get it. They didn't have to ring my door. They actually just went down to the end of the driveway and took as much candy as they wanted. In fact, I saw this one guy, he must have took like 25 pieces of candy. But that's okay. That's expected. That's Halloween. That's fun. I can only imagine how much it must suck to be a kid right now. You don't know if you're going to school, you're doing school at home, you're wearing a mask, you're not wearing a mask, your friend wore it, he didn't wear it, you're shitting your diapers. I mean, it's some fucked up shit. When I was a kid, the least worry was, wearing a mask. My biggest worry was, did I do my homework right? Because if I didn't, my mother was going to kick the shit out of me. That was the good old days, you know what I mean? Robert Quattro, I miss you so much. One of the greatest Italian delis in all of California is in Lakewood, California. And we're talking, of course, Foggia, Italian Market and Deli. See how I remember that? I never forget a good sandwich. You people listening, I never forget a good sandwich. And I never forget a good human being, a good family, people who treat you right. Robert Corcho and his family used to come to my show at the Laugh Factory in Long Beach, California, and they would bring me sandwiches, and I would give those sandwiches to other people. And we would sit there and eat them. And when we would go on stage, I would actually bring the sandwich with me on stage, and I would tell everybody how they should get the fuck out of Subway and go to a real Italian deli and get themselves a sandwich that makes you so happy that you want to hug the guy who made it for you. That's when you know you're eating good. Right now, I have some friends who are writing into the show saying that their gigs were canceled too. Son of a motherfucker. Listen, I know that we have to stay in the house. I know that we have to wear the masks. I know that we have to get rid of this virus somehow. But when you're unemployed, and I don't know about any other business, so I can't speak for everybody. When you're unemployed as an entertainer and you get a gig, you start drooling. You're like, oh my God, I got a show. This is going to be out of control. I can't wait to get on stage. I can't wait to see everybody. You get excited. And then you start calling. There's tickets sold, a few more tickets sold, a few more tickets sold. And then you get that phone call at 4 o'clock in the afternoon today while I was doing publicity. I was in a magazine. I was on a radio show. And then you get the phone call from the owner of Catch a Rising Star, the legendary Susie Yango, who says, Mike, we have to cancel. No show. And the show starts at 7. Supposedly you have to be done and wrapped up with everything by 10. We'd have been done by 9. You can't go to the bar and have drinks. You can't order food. This is really funny. I like when people write to each other on my show like as if I'm not even here. That is hilarious. Well, I'm glad you guys are having fun talking to each other. Maybe you should take this conversation to your own channel. Fortino Winery. Where is it? Oh, you're in Northern California, Doria. Isn't that right? Look at two people keep on writing to each other. That is hilarious. Hey, Marianne. Richard Nashby, one of the greatest guys in the world, always comes to my shows. I want to thank you all for writing in so fast. Thank you so much for watching the show. Keep on watching. I do this show live from my mother's basement every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock here on the East Coast, which means it's 5 o'clock on the other coast, and in between is a bunch of different times. And don't forget, we got a lot of listeners and people who watch and follow in different parts of the world, too, which is really, really cool. There goes some of my Australian friends right now on Instagram, and I appreciate that. All right, I just needed to pause because I'm actually watching people talk to each other on my show. Lynn Marie Scrivano is talking to Richard Uh, what, out of control. All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. But you could take your conversation someplace else, like on somebody else's show. What's going on in the world, ladies and gentlemen? Let's talk a little bit about what's going on in politics, okay? I don't like politics. Most of you people know that I was running for president of the United States in 2020. I was running for president of the United States in 2016. Believe it or not, I was running for president in 2010, 2012, and 2013.5. Just didn't get a lot of votes. A lot of people went to my YouTube channel, and that's what made me think I could get into the White House. Well, right now, I can't believe what's going on, and I demand a recount. It can't be possible that some of these illegal votes and legal votes were not mine. I should have had at least 90 million illegal votes. So I'm very upset about that. And I would just like to tell people of the world I'm going to sue everybody. Really don't know who I'm going to sue, but I don't even have a lawyer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cause great controversy until I can get into the White House the right way. In fact, there's a White House in my neighborhood. I wouldn't mind moving into that one. That would be hilarious. I wouldn't have to move too far, and my friends could get in there. Hold on a minute. I think I just saw a famous director write in. Yes, Mario Cerrito III. This guy is an unbelievable director, writer, producer, and he's getting ready to do another movie. And I'm gonna put the screws to him. I want to be in a horror movie. I'm not gonna make it funny. I'm gonna do a nice thing. I'm gonna get chopped up, killed, stabbed, blown up, blown to bits. You know, I could be the guy that gets killed in the beginning of the movie, or I could be the guy who does the killing. I don't sweat no guts and shit. I could do that. So Mario, let me know if you need me to audition for the next movie. He's got a movie on. I believe you can watch it on the internet right now. It's called Human Hibachi, and it looks pretty cool. I haven't seen it, but I would like to watch it, and I think that would be really, really cool. So anyway, Mike Marino in the rant. Now look, if I was running for president myself, I probably would just say, all right, let's call it a day. Biden wins. Trump's got to go. Let's get over it. If I were Trump, quite honestly, and I had a hot looking wife, why would I want to be president? You know, I got a golf course. I got buildings and hotels and casinos. Why do I want to work? Why do I want to hear what people think about me? Why do I want to be made fun of? Why do I want to have people look at my hair and say my hair is disgusting? Why do I want to hear people say I look orange? Get the fuck out of here. I'm a bazillionaire. I don't need you. You need me. Get the hell out of here. That's what I would do. I only want to be president of the United States because, look, I'm single. I've never been married. I have no kids. I can have a different first lady every week and nobody can complain about that because that's my choice. They'll be like, what happened to the first lady? Well, she left. I got somebody new. Have my mother and father come in there. They're first parents. They don't even do that. That's unheard of. I just made that up right now. What are you? The first parents. I'm the first father. That's the first mother. That's actually a really funny routine. I should write that shit down. But anyway, I think the guy should just say, okay, screw it. I did my best. What a waste of time. It just seems like such a waste of time. And maybe Biden will make a good president. Who knows? You know, give somebody else a shot. I'd make a great president. I can tell you right now, I wouldn't put up with no bullshit. I'd be like, hey, oh. Don't make fun of me. Don't make fun of me. I go down to Saturday Night Live and go, excuse me. No. No. But then again, I wouldn't tweet. I wouldn't always be on television. I'd be a nice, quiet president. You don't know what I'm thinking. You don't know nothing. You don't see nothing. You don't say nothing. That's the way I would run the country. And I think that would be great. So, okay, so that's my rant for today. I think maybe instead of causing any more trouble, Mr. Trump, President Trump should say, fuck it, I've had enough. I'm going to go down into the sunset, you know, close a couple of hotels, keep some of the money, have a nice airplane, fly around the country, and do stuff like that. He should open up a magazine, Trump magazine. I would watch it. I would look at it. A lot of people would, right? Well, thank you so much. You got so many people writing in. I can't keep up with reading. We're going to answer some questions in just a little while. So thank you so much for all that good shit. I don't have a guest on my show tonight, and I didn't have a guest on my show last week because a lot of you know that I did get the coronavirus. I got the corona. I think it was about 3 weeks ago now, and I got hit pretty hard. It came on like the flu. The scariest thing was I couldn't taste nothing, and that's how I really knew I had the coronavirus, because I was calling some of my friends who sell coronavirus test kits for a living, especially my friend Michael Schwartz. And I says, hey, Mike, these are my symptoms. He said, look, if you got the chills and you have a fever, get in your car, go to the hospital. But I decided I would call 911. I wanted to see what it was like to be in the emergency vehicle. And it was fun, actually. And I went to the emergency room. Luckily for me, luckily, yeah, I had the virus, but I didn't have to stay in the hospital. They gave me some medication. They said, your vital signs are good. You actually don't have a fever. You just have the COVID, so go home and take care of yourself. The scariest thing was the coughing. You cough so fucking much. And then you lose your voice. But after about a week, I could taste my food. I was eating peanut butter every day because I figured peanut butter had a strong scent to it and a strong taste to it. So the peanut butter would really let you know whether you got it back or not. As soon as I started tasting that peanut butter, I'm like, thank you, Lord. And I love peanut butter. I could taste my beer right now. I could taste all my food. I could taste my pizza that I get from Akron, Ohio. I'm 100% back. Now I'm social distancing like a motherfucker because I don't want to see anybody get sick, and I don't ever want to get sick again. My dad's fine. My friends and my family are fine. Everybody's good. Everybody tested negative. I retested. I tested negative, and I'm not contagious, and supposedly I can't get the virus again for another 3 months. But if you watch the news today, maybe in 3 months, nobody's going to have the virus, because I saw this guy on television talking about how he came up with this vaccine, but Pfizer's going to put it out, and it's 90% that it's going to work. 90%. They showed this guy who I believed was telling the truth because he had a very strong accent from being in another country, and he was jumping up and down. He goes, we did it. This is 90% accurate, and if anything, you take this, and 3 months later, you go in and get a booster shot. I like that. A booster shot. That's like you're having a cup of coffee, you feel great, but you go back into Starbucks and you get a hit with another booster shot. You know, just to make sure you're going to have a good day. So that made a lot of sense, and I'm pretty happy that we got to see all of that. Now, here's a subject matter that I want to talk about. Now, I don't think it's because of the pandemic. I think it's because there's a lot of assholes in the world, right? There's a lot of assholes. We all know an asshole. Assholes come in many shapes and sizes. They come in female and male and all different colors. But why they have to be an asshole, I don't know. Because it's easy and free just to be a nice guy or a nice girl, a nice human being. Did you ever talk to somebody that says, hey, I'll do that for you? I'll do that for you. You know what? Let me pay for that. Let me pay for that. Hey, man, I'll call you tomorrow. We're going to talk. We're going to make things happen. You ever talk to these people? And they never call you again. They don't pick up the tab for your food. They don't return your phone call. They don't do fucking shit. Now, I'm okay with it if you didn't say it. But if you say it, you should do it. I never not do what I say I'm going to do. If I say I'm coming to your house to kick your fucking ass, rest assured I will be at your house. If I say I'm picking you up at 7 and I'm taking you out to dinner, you can rest assured I'll be knocking at your door at 7 o'clock and we're going for some food. If I say I owe you money and I'm going to give it to you tomorrow, you will get your money the next day. But why? Why? There's so many people that are full of fucking shit. Why? That's a question. I'll put that question out to the audience right now. Anybody got a question that want to return? But if you know the answer to this question, go ahead and let me know. A friend of mine who's a very famous hypnotist, great guy. He does the Hypnotic Show. He always says to me that I should read a book written by, who's the guy with the kite and the key? Benjamin Franklin. The book written by Benjamin Franklin. Actually, there's a story where they said, get on the boat. It's going to take you a month, but when you get here, I'll have a job for you. Now, you can't make a phone call and you can't text. You got to get on that boat and go that far. Only for somebody to say, what are you talking about? We ain't got no job for you. You are fucked. So why do people do that? Look at Dora. Yup, say what you mean what you say. Do it. Because they are delusional and they think that they are better than others. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's the answer. I just can't stand it. I think it's a bunch of bullshit and people shouldn't do that. If you're going to call me, call me. I've had so many people in my life say, hey man, we're going to do something great. And then you call, and then you call, and then you call, and you never hear from them. This actually goes to dating too. Some guys are guilty of this. Some girls are guilty of this. Oh, I would love to get together with you. We should go for dinner. Oh, yeah, I'm so happy that you got my number. Call me. And then you call them and they never call you back. And you feel like an asshole. Don't give me your number if you don't want me to call you. Delete me. Fortino Winery should be sponsoring Marinos. Mike will sip Fortino all throughout each show. That's right. I love sponsors, and I thank you very much for that. Fortino, send some wine. All right? Right now we're drinking beer, but send some wine because some people are weak. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that are weak. Thank you, Robert. I miss you guys so much. I want to come back to California so badly. But now they got all this shit. You come into California, they're going to check your temperature, they're going to check your balls and lick your ass, and you might get sent right back fucking home. Mike, I help you gig Count Basie in Red Bank. John Foster. Mike, I help you get the gig at the Count. Well, thanks, John. I really appreciate that. I love your grammar. It's really cool. And thank you, Angela, for saying I feel better. That is hilarious. I'm sorry. I was reading a quick line or two from my Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining my Instagram and joining my fan page. Spread this. Spread this like the fucking coronavirus. I want more and more people watching my show every Tuesday night, and I want more and more sponsors so that we can have some fun. We can talk about what's real in this world. You can do it. Anybody could be part of this. My website is mikemarino.net. If you go to mikemarino.net and you subscribe, you get my Wednesday newsletter. It comes out every Wednesday. Hi, Alex. How are you? Thank you so much. A nice big hug from Argentina. I would love a nice big hug from Argentina. I appreciate that. I should go to Argentina. Get the hell out of here. Joey Cat, how you doing? It's nice to see you, my man. Hey, Joey Cat, who was on The Sopranos, you should actually come on my show. He's also one of the actors in the TV commercials for Bada Bean Coffee. That's right, Joey Cat Catalano, great actor. You'll recognize him once you see him. Look him up on the internet. He's actually one of the actors in Bada Bean Coffee. Go to badabeancoffee.com and get yourself some coffee. You can actually use my promo code, which is Marino, and you get yourself 15% off, okay? It comes in the K-Cups. It comes in the bags. You can get some swag. And it's spelled Bada Bean, Jersey style. BadaBeanCoffee.com. CAWFEE. Bada Bean Coffee. See how we snuck in that sponsor right on there? Hello, Syracuse, New York. And I love you too, Joey. Don't worry about it. You should come down the basement, Joe. Joe, come down the basement. Be a guest. We put the cameras in the distance. We'll social distance. It would be nice to have a celebrity actor like yourself come on the show. Let's make that happen. Don't be love Bada Bean Coffee. I know Bada Bean Coffee is pretty badass. That is my cousin Lisa. Nice to see you. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. So we talked about Trump. We talked about Biden. We talked about the assholes in the world. Tomorrow, Wednesday, is Veterans Day. So a lot of people have tomorrow off to celebrate Veterans Day. My dad is a veteran. I took my dad out to dinner yesterday. I took my dad out to dinner the day before. What was really, really funny is my father actually says to me, "Why are you so depressed?" And I says, "Well, because the virus, the pandemic, it kind of killed my career." And he goes, "Yeah, but sometimes good things come from bad things like this. We haven't had dinner together like this in years." And I'm like, "All right, well, you got me there." So cheers to my dad, and cheers to everybody who's been watching the videos with me and my dad doing all kinds of crazy shit. Can you buy Bada Bean on Amazon? That I don't know. But if you go to BadaBeanCoffee.com, you could buy it there and use my promo code Marino so that I can make a nickel. Thank you, everybody, for writing in. I really appreciate that. My Nona's heavenly birthday. Happy birthday to you, Nona, Dora. And maybe we do need a wine sponsor from you, which would be really cool. We'll talk about you on the show. We'll have some fun. We'll get drunk on the show. Anybody could be a sponsor with the Mike Marino Show. We've had everything from Lucatelli cheese all the way to, of course, Regina's Pizza, Nutley King. I'm sorry, our friends over at Hero Kings in Nutley. I know I break his balls all the time. He was supposed to be here tonight. I don't know where the hell he is. But Johnny Salami, who owns the greatest sandwich shop in Nutley, New Jersey called Hero Kings. Folks, you gotta call. Call him. Break his fucking balls. It's funny as shit, right? Don't even order any food. Just go, "I want to speak to Johnny Salami." 973-661-3095. Call him. Look, I don't want a sandwich. I want to break your fucking balls. It's hilarious. You're going to end up ordering a sandwich anyway. In fact, order the number 4. The number 4 sandwich is gabagool, pressed ham, salami, and mozzarella cheese, and it's the Mike Marino sandwich. So when you call over there, say you want the Mike Marino sandwich, just say you want the number 4, and they will hand you the number 4 over the phone. It's fucking hilarious. Ask for Johnny Salami. Just tell him, "Look, I can't stand you," something like that. This fucking pandemic will be over, and we'll all be drinking celebratory Zambuca. Thank you very much for saying that, Mike Marino. I appreciate that. Yeah, this shit's got to go. You should open up an Italian food truck, call it Marino's. Well, there actually is on Route 22 in Springfield, New Jersey, an Italian deli called Marino's with no relations, but every once in a while people do call the wrong phone number. They've gotten phone calls for me, and I've gotten phone calls for them, and it's not me. But anyway, I think we did say that there was a thing in the news saying that they have a vaccine that's going to be 90% accurate or whatever that is. So let's hope that that's it. Serving 4 years on a destroyer. Thank you for service. Oh, wow. I'm sorry, we almost jumped over that. Tomorrow is Veterans Day. So thank you, all the veterans out there, for your service. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, Richard Nashmi. I appreciate that. Thank you to all the military men and women. And thank you to my dad, who was in Vietnam before the actual action started. And I believe, because I have these posters upstairs with my dad and his infantry on it, 1959, 1960, is pretty amazing to see those pictures. So thank you, everybody who served. And thank you, everybody who does serve. In fact, if I was president of the United States, the people who serve would be making a lot more money than people who play basketball and people who play football. Because if you're going to do something as risky as be in the military, why should we pay you minimum wage when we play basketball players millions of dollars who are tall enough to touch the fucking basket? It doesn't make any sense. That's just my view. Thank you so much, Danny, and thank you, Richard. I really appreciate that. Okay. Right now, I want to take some questions. So if anybody has any questions, Dixie, you missed half the show. Dixie Ford was writing to me today. She had some really incredible, inspiring words to tell me about where she's seen me perform and how I brought joy to her life and how she can't wait for the pandemic to be over because she works for Delta Airlines and she doesn't care where my show is going to be because she's going to get on a plane and fly to wherever it is that I'm performing. Thank you, Dixie. You see how I remember that shit? I never forget fan mail from Mike Goes Screw Yourself to Mike You're the Greatest. I watch, I look, I read, and I respond. So please keep it up and thank you. Like I said, anybody could respond to any of my shows just by going to MikeMarino.net, subscribe to the show, and you will get a letter from me every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. It's a guarantee with a new video. If you want to watch all my videos, you can just go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. My YouTube channel is YouTube/Mike Marino Live. Right here, okay, of course, you're watching this show on Facebook Live, Instagram Live, but there's also reruns of this show that you could hear on iTunes, Google, Spotify, Anchor, and ItalianAmericanRadio.com right here out of New York City. There's many different places to listen and rewatch this particular episode and 162 episodes on the YouTube channel, which is Mike Marino Live on YouTube. I have a thing called Hey Marino where you can ask me all these questions, and any question that you want, I will answer that. I'm also on Patreon because I'm going fucking broke. So all you have to do is go to Patreon and you could donate $1. It's $1 a month to get videos before everybody else gets the video. You can go to my YouTube channel. We talked about that. You could become a sponsor. All you have to do is instant message me or DM me, and we could talk about that. And I appreciate all that noise. Hold on a second. Let me find some other shit that I wanted to talk about before I go. Oh, yes, I wanted to take some questions. So anybody got any questions? If you guys got some questions, you want to put it to me, let's do this. Go ahead. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. They couldn't come in any faster. Hey, don't forget, if you do go to my website, we have all new merchandise. Marino 2020 shirts are all out, but we do have the brand new Marino 2024 t-shirt. The Marino 2024 t-shirts are all on the internet. You can get a matching mask in white or black. I got the hoodies, sweatpants, and sweatsuits. Question, are you working on book or anything like that? Yes, I am working on writing a book. Thank you so much for the question, Dixie. You know what I did was, when I first moved to California, when I was about 22, 23 years old, and started to pursue my acting career out there, I used to write to my mother all the time, because if you think about it, back in that time, boy, if you got on the phone, your phone bill was hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month, and it was ridiculous. So I wrote to my mother, and I wrote to her where I was going and what I was doing. So I sent a letter that said, hey, Mom, I'm going to be on the Tonight Show. I wrote another letter, hey, Mom, I just got a part on Party of Five. I'm going to be on Becker. I'm going to be on Frasier. So every time I did something, I wrote the letter. Well, my mother kept all the letters. Every single piece of paper she kept, and I found them in a big shoebox. So I'm writing a book. It's called, what I'm going to call it is Letters to My Mom. And it's all about the way I would tell my mother about my life in Hollywood from the beginning to about 8 years ago. She got everything. And I'm so glad that she has that. Even when I was waiting tables, I would say, oh my God, I waited on Sean Connery. And I would write that down. Thank you so much for asking that question, Dixie. I love you to death. Thank you so much for being a fan and a friend and a family member. Somebody just wrote, just ordered Bada Bing coffee. All right, thank you very much. I hope I made a quarter. Appreciate that. Robert Quartro, I don't know when I'm coming back to California. The clubs are all closed. The Hollywood Laugh Factory closed. The Hollywood Comedy Store closed. Long Beach Comedy Store closed, closed, closed. The Ha Ha Comedy Club in walking distance of my house is closed. So thankfully, I have a friend subletting my place in Los Angeles while I stay here in New Jersey. But boy, oh boy, I sure do hope everything opens up. Hold on, let me read this one. This one looks really cool. It's long. Hey Patrick, how you doing? Mike, congratulations on running a great campaign for a first Italian president. Tell Marco that he did a good job as your campaign manager and that we heard Mike Marino 2020 all over the Italian Quarter by Lancaster Castle in Lancaster, Lancashire. Where the hell is that? Oh, in the United Kingdom. Ah! They're reading about me in the United Kingdom. I didn't think that was the United States. Lancashire. Ha. Lancaster is the first established as the Italian Roman fort known as Lancastrium under the Emperor Hadrian. Oh man, is this going to be a fucking book? Mike, I think that you and Marco should go back to the Fausto show, Radio Punta Stera, and discuss your election ideas for the future. All right. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, what? Thank you so much for doing that. That's an Italian radio talk show that they listen to in the United Kingdom, and I was on that talk show many times, the Fausto show, and they just asked me live on my show, will I go back on the Italian American radio show that's listened to millions of people in Lancashire, United Kingdom. So I'm hoping I'm getting this all correct, but thank you. That is fucking badass. Wow, Mike, Mamma Mia. My mama, Joan Tamilia, loved to watch Frasier. Yeah, I was on Frasier. I was supposed to be a regular character on Party of Five back in the early 90s, and they canceled the show. Please add some of your mom's recipes to the book. You know what? I am going to be doing that. In the book that I'm letters from my mom to my mom, I will be adding some recipes for sure. Oh my God, you were on Frasier, my favorite show. COVID cure, more garlic. Yeah. Mike, my dad should be your vice president. Would love to be your vice president. Well, hey, man, thank you so much, everybody, for writing in. And yes, this is fucking depressing. Let me address that. I don't want to be a downer. This is supposed to be a fun show. We're all supposed to be here laughing and enjoying, but we're all in the same fucking pandemic. A friend of mine's a talent coordinator in Montreal, Canada. I haven't performed in Montreal in quite some time. So I called him just to say, how you doing? And he was telling me about how many people are so depressed. And I says, yeah, I know, there is a lot of depressed people. But he told me in the last 3 months, more people committed suicide in Montreal, Canada than all of 2019. Jesus criminy. That's unfucking believable. And that's really, really sad. And you know, people who suffer from depression, it's hard to help them because they might look like they're listening to you, but they're on a different planet. And I understand that because there's a lot of entertainers who are unemployed and they don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And God forbid I start losing some friends in the entertainment business to that. So I just want to say, be nice to each other, be kind, say hello. I mean, social distance, wear the mask, but maybe wave. You know, when we're wearing the mask, you don't know if somebody's smiling or not. So maybe just a wave. That's what I've been doing. Maybe I'm waving, hey, you know, maybe even, I don't know, some kind of a shoulder shrug or something. Let people know that it's all right. We're all going to get through it. I'm going to get through it. I'm not going to make any announcements of any shows because I don't know what's going to get canceled. I'm still hoping that my New Year's Eve show at Vasani's Comedy Club in Port Charlotte, Florida sticks. I do have a show in Arizona, and I do have a show here in the state of New Jersey. But until we know for sure, I can't really make 100% of that announcement. But you people can go to MikeMarino.net and read. Oh, wow. Okay, so I just got a question from someone who lives in Lancashire, United Kingdom, asking for the title of the radio show in Italy. Let me see if I could find it for you. Thank you so much for asking the question. I never thought in the history of my life I'd be talking about radio shows that I've been featured on in other parts of the world. Hold on. Fausto Show on Radio Ponte Stereo. So that's obviously in Italian, and I'm probably not saying it correctly. But I have been on that show. It's an Italian talk show. They had to do it bilingual for me because the show is in Italian. Fausto Show, Radio Punta Stereo. So if that sounds Italian to you, that's exactly the way it is. I'm going to call him tomorrow and get back on his show. That is so badass. So yes, that's in the United Kingdom, of course. Well, I guess it stretches from Italy to the United Kingdom. They say blink 3 times for a smile under the mask. Well, here's a couple of thousand times. We will make sure to get through it. In Arizona, when? Where? You know I live in northern Arizona. I will get the link. Okay, yeah, the show that I'm going to do in Arizona is going to be on December 6th, and it's at the Tempe, Arizona Improv. That's my first appearance at that place. So with that, we will say goodnight. We've been chatting for 45 minutes. We got to get going. Once again, everybody, thank you so much for listening and watching me, Mike Marino, live from my mother's basement. This has been a good show. We had a lot of fun. Don't forget, if you want to sponsor the show, you can write to me, and also write to me whenever, however you want. There he goes, Patrick Tamilio, the Fausto Show, broadcast from Lake Gorda on the net all around the world. All right, fantastic. Well, I want to be all around the world again, so make sure I get in touch with Patrick. I want to be on your show. All right, that's it. Remember, let's make America kind again, everybody. You don't know nothing, you don't see nothing, you don't say nothing. And how do I end every single one of my broadcasts? By always saying the same thing. Don't take no shit from nobody. Hey folks, I hope you're enjoying watching my podcast live from my mother's basement. We're having a lot of fun, and I'm going to have a lot of great guests on the show in the future. So if you like it, hit like. You could also leave a comment. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch other funny videos. And you could also listen to my podcast on your favorite podcast app like Spotify and iTunes.